And you've joined us just in time for the Rocket League OCE Championship Finals. My name's Hysterix, joined by a massive desk here of Yummy Cheese Man, Wolfie now there, and Jake at the end of the desk. And gentlemen, this is the matchup, the one to watch. This is Chiefs taking on Tainted Minds, and it feels like it's all come down to this. It's not even the finals.
It's the biggest match of the day, but it's basically the final. It is Chiefs versus Tainted Minds. It's a series that went to 5 games last week, and it's to determine who makes it to World Championship.
Well, this is what's going to feel like the finals for the players, because whoever wins this makes it, and that is so important. The seeding, the actual grand final, not as important. This is where everything is on the line.
But we've always found that if a team loses in the upper finals, sorry, I think it's like the upper semi-finals, they can actually never recover. So this is actually the match to be, because, you know, if Tainted Minds or Chiefs go down, then a lot of the time it doesn't
This does feel like the season where it is much more possible for the team here to recover, especially against Order and SYF Gaming. I think both of these teams are going to be confident down in that lower bracket, but Tainted Minds definitely have the opportunity to upset.
I think they're looking incredible. I think Chiefs were looking a little bit off their game. We saw last week Tainted take down Chiefs, and neither of them looked incredibly strong in that series, but Tainted are looking very good today.
The funny thing is, I think they both are going to be happy about Chiefs going to be happy about the fact that they have a match off to recover, and Tainted Minds are going to be happy about the fact that they're coming in with the momentum.
Yeah, they love the momentum.
They were playing so well last series, and I know, as I said before, they weren't playing against the Chiefs, but really I think the first game of this entire series is really going to set up how the rest of it's going to go.
A 4-0 is a great start for Tainted Minds, and I think a lot of people were asking if Chiefs were going to be in form coming into the final, just because of how we've seen them play last week in league play, how in the past Chiefs have sometimes struggled to get off the ground, but it is still the Chiefs, Jake.
Yeah.
Sorry, it is still Chiefs, Jake.
He is the Chiefs, Jake.
Chiefs, Jake. That worked out nicely.
They're still not really performing under high pressure, right? They didn't look amazing against Order. They didn't look amazing against Tainted. They're not actually tested in those high pressure situations. So it's hard to say if they'll be able to bring that,
Funny thing is, they didn't really look nervous. They looked more like they were just unhappy with their expectations, making mistakes, and just kept going.
Well, it's so not like the Chiefs because, all the way before the entire season began, everyone goes, oh, Chiefs is going into it. They're just #1 like 100% of the time. And then as the entire season of the OCE Championship has progressed, we're now looking at, Tainted Minds and other teams to do the huge upsets. I mean, in my mind right now, Tainted Minds are playing way better than the Chiefs today.
I mean, we saw them go up against SYF Gaming, and arguably SYF Gaming finishing as 3rd seed are meant to be the better team than Order. Considerably, though, when we watched Order challenge the Chiefs, it was about breaking the other team down, whereas that last match up there was just a showcase of Tainted Minds, and that was it.
It's so strange. You'd think Order are playing a lot better right now. Again, their start of the season was so shaky, which led to them 4th. They also lost to SYF.
Shaky there, yep.
So I think that lower bracket match is kind of like a revenge match, because Order feel like they should have won in league play.
This is a revenge match. Yeah. Sorry, you're
Every
very
match is a
passionate,
revenge
though.
match. You know what?
Can I have some time, please? Can I say what I want to say,
You
Jay?
may go.
Where when you have the Chiefs,
Chiefs aren't going to be happy they lost. They'd be annoyed. Tainted didn't play amazingly either, so they're going to feel a bit ripped off. That's like, wow, that should have been a win for us. So they are going to be coming into this really emotional, and I'm not sure if that'll play to their advantage.
See, I know that we always talk about the teams as a whole, but I think that Torsos is really kind of the big factor for the Chiefs right now, because Drippe is an insane powerhouse.
Yeah,
and we've seen the thing about Kami though is that he's a bit of a sleeper, where on stats and on paper he isn't exactly the best, but he does gel well. And then a lot of the time we have seen a lot of mistakes come out from Torsos that we haven't seen.
He had a great series last series. Kami got 7 goals and 6 assists, really pushing those stats that he has been lacking a little bit. I don't think Drip's ever gotten less than 1 goal a game.
it was good for him to step up, and it was Drippe getting 1 goal a game exactly. He got 6 across that series. So even when he's not on top of his game, he's good. But Chiefs are coming in off that loss to Tainted Minds confident. They're not coming. They're coming off last week saying, we didn't even feel like we deserved that loss. We're going to win in the finals. It doesn't matter. But there is a lot of doubt there.
It's great they have that confidence, but I'm not sure if they should have it. I'm not convinced.
Big questions there, because after what we saw Chiefs and Order, are they feeling up to this series? Another best of 7 here. The first RLCS qualification spot here, gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen at home, Jake, start with you in the prediction. Let's get it rolling.
I'm going Tainted.
Whoa, you backstabber.
I'm going against my boys, but boy, Tainted really impressed me last series. They beat Chiefs last week. I'm not sure Chiefs have that same clutch ability they always had, so I think I have to go Tainted. I just think it's the better.
That's fair. That's
thing to go for.
That is fair. We do have to get these predictions running. Wolfie, let's go with you.
So just quickly, if you'd asked me if it was a best of 5, I'd say Chiefs. But again, because it's a best of 7, I'm going Tainted Minds.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm doing it, yeah.
See, I'm looking at the last 2 games of that last series where Chiefs finally found out how to play. It's true. They didn't really feel like they played until those last 2 games, but I think they'll be able to carry that. That is the team that is going to win this series.
See, normally I would sit and be, with the underdog, and this is no exception. I'm actually sitting with Tainted Minds on this purely because of what I saw in the last series, but because in league play, because of their success over the Chiefs, I think they're feeling confident, and I think the road for CJ is such a long one, but it's paved, it's nice, it's not gravel. This dude is walking on golden air.
He's meant to walk this road, man. He's gonna do it. I reckon he's gonna have a strong
His confidence out of the field, I think, is transitioned onto the field.
Well, I think at the end of this series is that one team is going to be a winner and the other team will be the Chiefs. So.
Okay, that's nice. Wolfie, Chiefs taking on Tainted Minds, the first RLCS qualification match.
And if everyone is correct, this will be the first time that Chiefs ever lose a single series in the regional championship, and everything right now is on the line.
And then if Chiefs follow them into the grand final, it could be the first time that they do not go as the first seed. It all begins here for Tainted Minds, and we said after the back of that 4-0 series, Tainted Minds are going to be feeling good.
We know that all of Tainted Minds are fired up. We know that all of them are hitting every single touch they can, but it's up to the Chiefs and it's up to Torsos to really pick up his game.
A very different beast. We were also looking at Kami in that last series against Order and how he made a difference in this first game. It's going to be getting off the ground for the Chiefs as they finally push onto the attack and set themselves up nicely.
A chance for a very different start to this series with Chiefs actually putting Tainted Minds on defense, getting them those questions that they weren't needing to answer in the last series.
And if you missed out the league play game, it was such a quick one. As you can see here, slight defense, Torsos almost carrying that one in with him.
That was a panic defense. Torsos and Kami was there, but the placement of the shot so perfect that they had to rush to it.
And it looks like a quick one again. As CJ, that should have found its mark. He'll pop it back, but Express has already dissipated away from the play. The pass ended up coming through, and Tainted Minds, a mistake.
You can see how close Chiefs are playing to each other. They're rushing to that ball in defense and not getting that trust that we need to see if they can hold off the Tainted Minds aggression.
Again, it's about getting off the ground here for both of these teams, and it looks like so far there's been some close moments. The demo out of the corner, that was onto Express. The center pass comes through and a bump on the back of Drippe. Tainted Minds playing through the midfield again. Express will just send it forward, but loosely Kami sends it back the way it came. Tainted Minds get the demo, but that shot is wide and CJ cannot find anything with it. It's been taken away from Express, and it's Kami again who deals with it.
And just like up against Chiefs last week, we're seeing Tainted Minds move further back.
What a save.
Brilliant shot from Drippe, better save by CJ. And this defensive play is going to prevent them from overcommitting.
Tainted Minds trying to do the unthinkable here against Chiefs, and even though it's only game 1, the Chiefs setting themselves up nicely. Drippe was right there, dead center. Torsos finds the angle, but Express with the save. Chiefs actually putting the nails on this attack right now, setting themselves up in that goal square. That's a miss there, and that'll open things up for the Chiefs.
Devastation for Tainted Minds. That is a painful miss in such an important series, and it was CJ once again. He's had a few struggles throughout this season, and Torsos punishes his defense.
Remember, it was a person to watch for CJ, changing this team, making it adapt around him. This is the old dark side roster with Tainted Minds mixed in the middle. And the Tainted Minds is what seeps through.
The Tainted Minds, it feels like CJ's team. You see the strategy they employ is exactly what CJ says, exactly what he does, but he's rushing to the ball just a bit too much.
Captain needs to step up right here because Chiefs have set themselves up again in front of net. That'll hit the crossbar, disappear for now. The demo throughout the smoke. We see that Tainted Minds survive, but in front of Chiefs' goal, what can they do?
No matter where you are up against Tainted Minds, you can't feel safe. They can score a goal from anywhere, and they've got 2 minutes to be able to bring this back.
Speed's coming back on forward here onto the attack. CJ led the charge as always. Express coming through. Shady not going to commit to it. Leaves it over for Drippe. The clear will be helped out by Torsos. Get some speed, some length, some distance. Tainted Minds now trying to get back out of that defense. Minute 45, Torsos can't find the intercept. We see Tainted Minds again. playing through this midfield. Shady waits down. The challenge, not really won there by Drippay, goes back to Express. And for Chiefs, not getting through that defense now. Immediately Torsos left to respond. CJ with a good infield pass, but no one is there to receive.
Chiefs doing so well in the midfield, getting these clears, but there's no one to follow up. No one across field. That's not the Chiefs that we normally see, and it's causing them to lose attack, but what an angle by Kami.
Yeah, what an angle. The smackdown there for Chiefs, laying down the pressure, laying down the pepper,
and another big mistake from Tainted Minds. The top corner, I think it was Express up there, he missed. And this is what's going to plague Tainted Minds, especially on that backboard. Chiefs are one of the best teams in the world at punishing a backboard.
You got to realize how much pressure is on Tainted Minds right now. Never before had they beat Chiefs. I don't think they've beat Chiefs in a best of 7.
They've never beat them in the finals, and I don't think they've beaten them in the best of 7 either. But this is not Tainted Minds. This is the old Dark-Sided. Yeah. This is even worse. This is lower than Tainted Minds of old. They've always been the longest rivalry between these two.
And also, the Chiefs know this and applying that pressure with 2 goals in the back pocket. Tainted Minds, they started with that set pressure, and now with 50 seconds remaining, they need something off the back of this play. It's 45 seconds, it's counting down. Tainted Minds controlling the midfield.
Midfield is where it all comes down to, and Chiefs just stealing possession. 40 seconds left. The way they're controlling it is so good. And in that chance, Torsos would normally score those, so not everything is rosy.
Still, that pressure applying the Chiefs as well. 30 seconds. Drippay not in the right position here, but CJ waits for the ball instead of going up. Kami and Torsos both go forward. For Express, he needs to find something right here, right now, but it feels like time is just not on their side. Chiefs with an early lead have held it, have maintained it, and Tainted Minds will have a shot on net. Torsos almost out of position there, but that save will guarantee this game one.
CJ got a massive bump on Torsos. He actually sent it back, but he recovered so quickly, and the shot was a bit slow. Tainted Minds, you don't normally expect a slow shot, but that time it was not good enough, and that's going to give Chiefs a 2-0 in the first game.
After what we saw at the start of this game, number 1, as Chiefs take it away, we expected Tainted Minds to come away with this first goal. But Chiefs, again, looking a lot better here.
It felt so much closer than what that ended up being. A 2-0 at the start of that game. It was a lot of Tainted Minds, but you really saw second half of the game, Chiefs controlling the midfield, and even though they weren't finding passes, they had that game lead. They were hitting the ball forward and getting Tainted Minds into defense.
A couple of big plays, though, from Tainted Minds, and when they went on the attack away from that set defense, there were 4 shots in total, so we're expecting a lot more, especially with the pace that Tainted Minds
the way that
play.
Tainted Minds played the last series and throughout all of league play, it's all been about attack, attack,
They got a lot of shots. Each game was more than that.
That can also be their weakness. They're looking to get on attack when they're on defense. They haven't spent a lot of time this season on defense either. So this is where they're going to be looking at, and I know CJ between these games, as the captain, as the Tasmanian captain of the team, is going to be saying, this is what we need to do. We need to shore up our defense. We need to stop missing those backboard opportunities off our own backboard, and then we might be able to bring this back against the Chiefs.
Unlike CJ State, I mean, they're not on an island. They're a 3-man cohesive unit. If anything, they're on the island together. Tainted Minds are just such a good passing team, such a good, what's the word? Fast-paced team as well.
But up against Chiefs, they're unlike SYF, they're shutting down the plays, they're getting the intercepts, they're beating them to the ball in some situations. And so when we saw last series, Tainted Minds were just hitting the ball to each other over and over and over and over and over again. But now they're struggling to find each other and just trying to set up the 1-2 play.
Tainted Minds have to get there first. They have to make sure they can shut down the Chiefs here when they get the response back again in game 2. Chiefs with a 1-game lead. Kami and Drippay, they set up the pass once more. That hits the crossbar, comes back down. A narrow escape there for Tainted Minds, but still an escape as Drippay set up, misses, goes past the ball.
2 big sighs of relief as Drippay misses both of them. The first one hitting the crossbar, the second one just a whiff, and that is Tainted Minds getting the chance to come back into this.
CJ's in perfect position, takes a shot on net with Torsos in the way. Drippay reacts from the wall himself. Torsos coming back in for the play. 1-2. Seconds Kami. Shady back in the defense now, trying to clear the ball away. And for Tainted Minds here, getting stuck on the defense is how you shut this team down. We've seen many times before, both Dark-Sided and Tainted. Very dangerous. Sorry, the opposite of dangerous when they get shut down.
Yeah, no opportunities yet for Tainted Minds. It's all Chiefs up in that offensive half, and now they've got a 3v1 situation. Torso should be looking for the pass, but it's a good shutdown by Express there.
Yeah, out of the wall, Kami's trying to start this play back up once again, almost does himself. CJ with the save away, Express with the pop up. It's Tainted again, setting themselves up wide. Shady will try and react to it, but it's Kami there first again. Tainted Minds the attack. Actually continues as CJ wins the ball over. Drippay won't be able to clear it the full length of the field. Express is there with Torsos.
Chiefs has been very consistent as well. The first real big miss in defense there, and Tainted Minds were not expecting it. They hadn't seen it all series, so they had no punish, but what is that? Shady finding the perfect ground hit.
Great pass down there from Express, and Tainted Minds want to see more of this passing, more of this speed. It wasn't even that quick of a play. Smart there from TM.
Torsos thought that Drippay had it. He was a little bit slow, didn't think he needed to back up the defense, but the pace coming out from Tainted Minds is how they're going to get these goals and win the series.
Good start there in game number 2, especially after what Chiefs did to shut them down. Bit of freedom here for the Chiefs though, and Torsos sliding it past Shady there. The passing play continues. 3 minutes 10 remaining up the field. Shady has a good clear. Won't hit the backboard as Torsos navigates it away, but Tainted Minds still continue this play. Torsos will get speed on the ball, and that means clear for the Chiefs.
What's really important as well is that Shady has been known for choking in the last 2 seasons, especially 2 seasons ago where he had the eponymous Shady moment in front of net, but now he's playing really well, really solidly, and this is a good sign for Tainted.
And you can see there from Shady, a close call. The passing play was fast, it was quick, it was all the way down the other side of the field, just high towards that backboard. They'll come back in, they'll try and intercept the play, and Chiefs able to finally break through. It's Torsos down this side of the field, in front of goal. Not sure the defense will be able to cut it here. Almost coming through to nail it down was Kami. But Tainted Minds, again, hold on, a standstill. The Shady and Drippay butt heads.
I can't believe Drippay won that. That was so staunch. Just beating him out twice in the 50-50.
You would have ever heard it. 2 minutes 15 remaining, all the way up the field again. Kami sticking around the midfield as he does best, but Tainted Minds aren't done with this ball just yet. Yummy off the backboard. Torsos a necessary touch over, but Tainted didn't really commit forward there.
Again, they're not expecting Chiefs to miss anything, and that is what's allowing not just Tainted Minds to sit further back and Chiefs get away from things, but it also means that Tainted Minds are harder to score against them.
Moment this around the midfield, defense still there, strong as the clear comes out. We've seen their defense change over the weeks as they've gone up against some of these top teams. Shady comes back in. That's a great angle from CJ, but unfortunately a little bit short on the play. Tainted Minds just going to have to carry it back up. A long field passing play. CJ will hit that backboard, but Chiefs manage to clear it off. A good second touch, but Tainted Minds don't find the mark. Weirdly
enough, Chiefs have had these 2 big opportunities, but they're not sinking it. Tainted Minds finding that shot conversion, and it should be another good save. 2 players needed from the Chiefs to get rid of it, and 2 players once again.
And Shady takes the 3rd and final shot, but it ends there for Tainted Minds. Counter-attack Chiefs. Drippay has run out of boost. CJ has to commit back as well. The defensive play needs to come through. Tainted Minds only hold 1 goal here in game 2, and the Chiefs are looking to equalize.
So clever from CJ. He knew both his teammates didn't have any boost, so he just held it in the air, used that 1 big boost pickup he had, and ended up getting goal. This is a wide open net with Shady's under.
It's an easy read there from Tainted Minds. 45 seconds remaining, heading it towards that backboard. Torsos will commit up here, take it away from Express, but CJ, the pass. Again, these infields from Tainted Minds can be dangerous, and Chiefs starting to intercept them more and more.
This is hard for the Chiefs as well. They really probably feel like they should have won this game. They had more opportunities overall, but if you can't sink them, it is not going to be enough, and Tainted Minds look like they might take the game with just 1 goal.
20 seconds remaining, still on the offense right now for the Chiefs. Kami doesn't go forward, waiting for that 1 play. 15 seconds counting down here for Shady with a massive clear. That means a lot. Yeah, Yummy, I think we could be seeing exactly what that means here. The backboard ready for contention, but Chiefs not going up. The play continues to come forward, but on the attack, the Chiefs find nothing, and Tainted Minds find a game.
They have brought it back 1 apiece, and that moment right at the end there shows the stability of Tainted Minds. CJ heading up to the corner, waiting for the defensive pass. There were 10 seconds left, only 1 goal ahead. A lot of teams there at all stages, in the international even, would get nervous there and just try and hold the net. He's out there ready to try and get that offensive pass into a clear.
I think for CJ, we were talking about him before, or at least I was. I always say we, it's always me. I was talking about CJ because as the captain, you're in charge, you've got a lot riding on your back, and you shoulder the weight of your team.
Having someone as stable as that, who is as confident as that, who is playing at his best or playing confidently, not even necessarily at his best, but playing confidently, it improves the entire team. They hear his comms, they hear how relaxed he is, how excited he is, and that brings him to his level. On the opposite, if you have someone nervous, which I don't think anyone here is, it can throw you way off.
I think on the line of CJ, though, Game 2 was a better improvement. We saw a lot more shots connecting.
Yeah.
In Game 1, a couple of misses that you didn't want to see from Tainted Minds if they were going to contend in this series.
And there's been a lot of mistakes out from the Chiefs this series,
yeah.
this game. Last game, it was Chiefs taking advantage of Tainted Minds' mistakes. They've cleaned that up on the backboard. They've listened to CJ reading that play. Maybe it's Express, who's got a lot of experience in that defensive half. He's got international experience as well.
Yep.
But Chiefs, they missed 2 big open net opportunities. They did all the work. It was right in front of the goal, and they had those shady moments.
I think at the moment, if you want to go to RLCS, which both of these teams, they're expecting to make that journey again, you have to firm this up in this series. Getting the first RLCS qualification here is on the line as we go one apiece. And Tainted Minds with a new player. Shady hasn't been to RLCS before. This is his chance, and he knows the pass there from Chiefs in front of net, but they find nothing.
That was so close, and Chiefs barely had any boost, but you see that they're still willing to go on attack and actually make some big plays.
So the Chiefs on the defense area, that's a miss from Tainted Minds. I think it was Express. CJ bumps into Kami, but gets demoed immediately after. It's left for Express, but the angle's so close there from Drippe. The Chiefs continuing the attack, continuing the demos, getting aggressive here in Game 3. The steal away, not going to be enough.
A lot more demos than we're used to seeing from the Chiefs as well. They prefer to just try and play their game. Now they're trying to shut down Tainted Minds from theirs.
Aggressive play from Tainted Minds. Sometimes you see them taking the field opportunities. Express sets it up for Shady. Ball bouncing down around the midfield. Control still over to CJ here. Won't bounce back into the goal square as Kami sends it wayward, but Express wins that goal again. Tainted Minds back off. CJ, good wide pass over to Shady. This is an opportunity again. That's a miss from the Chiefs, and that's a big bang from Tainted Minds.
It's a massive punish. Chiefs was staying so far back, and they did not challenge anything here. Torsos was misreading that play really far away from the net, and CJ so confident to push up.
Tainted Minds so confident here. It looks like in Game 3. Off the kickoff, Shady has brought it forward once again. You wouldn't normally talk about it, but the aggression keeps sitting them in front of their net. And Tainted Minds, looks like this early lead is a good one.
1-0, that's enough to win. Chiefs could not score a single goal last game.
Yep.
They're going to have to turn everything around and try and find something here against Tainted Minds.
The attack again. Strange pass there from Torsos. Could have ended badly.
But at least he is looking for the passes now.
Yep, for Chiefs, they need to find it all the way down the side of the field. Massive clears there from Torsos once again towards net off the backboard. A good touch by Express. Torsos almost makes it null and void, excuse me. Drippe, another opportunity there from Chiefs, not wasted, but getting too close. Drippe comes back in again. Blocked out by Kami this time as CJ helps out.
Tainted Minds are just playing so fast in defense. They're forcing Chiefs to have to match their pace, and it means that they're in these situations just like that with Drippe, where they have to get almost impossible angles.
He sets up the pass again. That's a good touch there from Tainted Minds defense. It's making the difference here. Even that from Shady. CJ will get blocked away, but this is Express's chance from the corner. They continue the play. He's a little bit short, but Shady trying to rectify that immediately. CJ's come up. Now, if Chiefs can break through this defense, unfortunately, Tainted Minds divert the ball away.
Just enough. Kami read that ball and where CJ was going to touch it. He gets it behind him, and it's allowed them to turn this game around. There should be an opportunity here. CJ with the shot, it just goes wide.
Has another opportunity here. That one goes wide, but this one does not. The four-man play works out well.
Just hitting that backboard, this is what we expect, but you don't expect to see it against a team like the Chiefs. Look how much they're struggling, just going for the ball, trying to get it away, but they are forced to go too fast, and Tainted Minds. They are now 2-0 in the lead, a chance to take a game lead here against the Chiefs.
Chiefs have always been the first team to qualify for the RLCS. Since OCE entered the championship, it has been the Chiefs, the Chiefs, the Chiefs. Tainted Minds are looking to change history, and here that play normally for the Chiefs would have been set up perfectly. But 2-0, 2 minutes remaining, and Tainted Minds want to take the series lead.
You saw her again, Torsos playing aggressive, but expecting Tainted Minds to beat him to the ball, looking for a block instead of taking the shot.
So the CJ decision-making, big factor here. Tainted Minds in front of net once again. That big bump there from Chiefs, but it means nothing. They've just been set up again. Game number 3.
They're so ready to intercept. Tainted Minds just see that the touch from Drippe is not going to be good enough, that both of his teammates are out there waiting for a pass of some kind. And now Tainted Minds, they've truly secured this game.
1 minute 30. Now, yes, at the moment, Tainted Minds have taken game 3. And you have to start questioning how the Chiefs are going to look going forward. Because the Chiefs have been so confident in the past. They've been a team that, even through our league play, apart from the last week, were looking fantastic.
I think they just need to change it up. They're getting too predictable with these infields. It's their one opportunity that they're playing well with, but Tainted Minds know that they want to go for them. They're shutting them down. They're getting in the way, just covering a pass, and there you go. The clear down the pitch and then the small redirect. Just put them back in the game.
Change of pace there for Chiefs. 2 goals the difference. Now it gets a little bit more serious. 1 minute 10 remaining and the Chiefs able to find this gap through time. Tainted Minds have to be careful here. Let's see if they just lock down the defense and play safe.
I mean, just giving Tainted Minds a little piece of their own medicine, just playing a little aggressive and being in a spot where he can beat out CJ to the ball.
Kami been very crucial so far for the Chiefs here today. 4-2 in the series over order, excuse me. Chiefs now looking to set themselves up for a lead against Tainted Minds. Time still running out. Torsos around the midfield. This is set up for Kami. Defense there. CJ. That knock could have saved the day. They'll get demoed in the middle of the field. Another demo there onto Torsos. Express good peace of mind at the moment.
That's so frustrating. They had the opportunity. It was just saved out. Another demo coming through. Kami gets CJ. CJ clears out the net.
You can see CJ was trying to direct himself back down after it. Just couldn't get there in time.
So aggressive.
And Kami getting his old teammate out of the net says, get out of here. 1 goal now, the difference there for Chiefs and Tainted.
This is possible. I'd ridden Tainted Minds as the victor of this game, but you can never count out the Chiefs.
Never can. Gets the backboard now, ready to set themselves up again. That's a miss. CJ, savior indeed. 30 seconds remaining.
Just at the last moment, but he's still making mistakes, and this could be painful.
Tainted Minds running out of time here off the backboard. Torsos is there, directed away. Tainted Minds, if they get a goal, they secure here. Express, Shady, coming up the wing, keeping it down this side of the field. Express going to make the passing play work. Look at the confidence here from Tainted Minds, able to push up. CJ hits the angle perfectly, and Chief need a massive clear here, but Tainted want to send it downhill. And they hold on.
They held on. It was like they were gripping on the edge of the cliff almost. They had that moment right at the end where you could have seen Chiefs get that play, but again, they go for the big intercept. Express off that opponent's backboard where he backflips, just to put it down behind the defense. Big moments from individual players to hold them that lead.
And you have to give props to Tainted Minds for in those stressful moments, they still make what could be argued as a very risky play, but it works out because they've got comfortability and they're confident in what they're doing.
This is important as well, to start really getting under the skin of the Chiefs, to really test their mettle. The fact that they made it a 3-2 in the end is going to give Chiefs a bit of confidence, but it's also going to really get in their heads saying, why are we losing these games?
That's right. Tainted Minds have the lead in the series. It's 2-1. For TM, normally they'd be on match point. They need 2 more, though, in a best of 7 here. This is the time for Tainted Minds. If they find the next game, I'm confident they can make it all the way. They could be the first qualifying team for RLCS for the first time ever in OCE, not being the Chiefs.
Chiefs are getting pushed to the limit by both the teams. The Order did the same. Got them to 2 games. There's 2 apiece. There has to be some growth over that series. We have to see a little bit more out of Drippe. Even though he's, playing well, he's not playing his best. No. And the Kami is not being the player that we saw earlier in the series.
That's true.
We need to see a little bit more out of them individually. We need to see some more interesting plays because they're starting to be too predictable.
Because we know how the Chiefs now gel together. We know how this 3-man roster works out. We said out of the roster swap, out of the OCE shuffle, which was our story this season, the Chiefs still came out ahead. And we think Tainted Minds still did as well. They need to show that on the field here. They need to show that they are still the best team in OCE. Otherwise, Tainted Minds are going to take that position.
Well, Tainted Minds have really proven that they've come out best on the shuffle. From going from here up to potentially first is a big step. And Tainted Minds, they brought CJ in. He completely changed their play style. And I think that's been for the best, as Kami's the one who's having to fit in with Torsos and Drippe.
At the moment for Chiefs, they're on the back foot and fitting in here seems to be the key, because Shady and Express playing this aggressive style from Tainted Minds. That one game lead, see if they can hold out on the defense here to start off with. For CJ, the return to RLCS on the line, the possibility. Shady has never been to RLCS, coming short there. Express, it has been so long since he's made his return to the world
Shady,
stage.
the only player on this pitch who hasn't been, a lot of experience, a lot of RLCSs under their belt, and Tainted Minds aren't just looking to win here, they're looking to get a win at the World Championship.
Chiefs want to return. Kami wants to return on a fresh roster for the Chiefs. On the back foot in the series, but how do they go in this game? The attack's there, but a great clear by CJ turns into a pass, and you can never expect Tainted Minds. The unexpected is what maybe you have to expect.
You haven't seen much from each of them, both looking back and forth.
Close.
That is the play that we want to see. That is the change up with Kami looking to get a big dunk, going more aggressive on the Tainted Minds defense.
You see Tainted Minds are clustered on this defense, a little bit close for comfort. Trippe still trying to cause havoc. Kami won't get the pass off. It means Tainted Minds are heading towards that net. Trippe widely clears it, but only just. CJ setting up the pass. Kami was expecting that one, and Shady gets free room.
They come out of their blind spots. They come from across the pitch. They just know, I'm going to be the first one to this ball. And it really catches Chiefs off guard, saying, why is he there? Why is he coming out of my sideways?
And then they come through with the demo to finish it all off. That was Express onto Kami, and coming through this sideways angle, this blind spot as you're talking about. Tainted Minds, again, that creativity, I think it makes sense with this team. 3 minutes left remaining. Good bump onto Shady for Tainted Minds. In a bit of distress, the defense left by CJ. Shady falls over the attack of Chiefs again. Different style here. A bump on the team member. Chiefs are staying in the attack.
And they are just putting on the pressure. They're looking for each other. They're hitting the ball one after the other and starting to drain the Tainted Minds resources. But that's all it takes to get back. A big clear from Trippe might lead to a goal that Torsos doesn't find.
Response is still big from the Chiefs here, but Tainted Minds able to seep through, break that coverage of the midfield, and get back onto the attack. The bump there onto Trippe means nothing. Momentum goes back on the ball and the speed continues, but Tainted Minds over the top still trying to continue this set attack. And through the midfield, getting the contest here, Tainted Minds continue to shine.
Those 50-50s as well in the midfield always favor Tainted Minds. They hold someone across on the pitch, and another double commit. It's led to a completely open net, and Express does not miss those.
Punishing mistakes here from Order. We said it wouldn't be too hard against the Chiefs, but for Tainted Minds, it's the same feeling here. Whichever team makes a mistake, that's a goal, and that could be the series.
The thing is, that was 3 players, every single member of the Chiefs making a big mistake. The double commit where both of them missed. Then Trippe just completely sails past. What kind of Chiefs are we seeing? Is this the best of the Chiefs? I don't think so.
No, 2 minutes remaining, and they're behind once again. Tainted Minds can taste RLCS, getting closer and closer. CJ, that's a great pass. That's Tainted Minds-esque. They'll set it up once again for Shady. However, Express takes it before he can get there. Tainted Minds on the attack.
Match point is beckoning now for Tainted Minds. They hold on for a minute 47, a big shot, and Torsos gets into this game.
And then it's one play that the Chiefs find, and that'll bring them back to the equalizer, 143, and that is what you want to see out of the Chiefs.
And a change up once again. They're hitting the ball forward, sending someone up to be ready for the pass. And it's the fact that they hit that so fast to Torsos made that convertible.
And now for Tainted Minds, that comfortability might lack a little bit here. Trippe's been getting these massive clears. Kami to Torsos again. But Torsos doesn't get the touch. Means Tainted Minds can continue to push forward. Kami will get the clear eventually, but that's given time CJ to go to the midfield, set up from the corner, and everyone from Tainted Minds makes Chiefs scramble. A close call once again. This time for Chiefs, they do find the counterattack. They almost find the net.
So clutch from Express as well, just to get up to that, to beat out Chiefs and set up the opportunity because it was the last member back.
Still passing here, Kami with the angle. It's wide, or short I should say. And Chiefs, they're getting through the attack. They're getting through the midfield of Tainted Minds. Hasn't amounted to anything just yet. It's still equal. It's still pace on the ball here. Torsos will fail to reach. 45 seconds, just about. Torsos with another good save from Shady. Express will hand it off to CJ. Comes to a standstill. Last defender, Shady, comes up and Drippe nulls it away once more. They need to see Express clear it back up for another chance for Tainted Minds. We're running out of time. We could be looking at overtime.
Shady's really hounding the defense as well. He's the one going for the bumps, trying to take Chiefs out of the play just to get that one goal to take them into match point.
Kami needed a bigger touch there. Drippe's going to have to come in, but still, there's no pace on it. A miss there from Tainted Minds. Means Chiefs get a bit more time. 2 members on the defense there for TM, but 10 seconds left remaining. Yummy. Shady will hit it against the back wall. CJ Express hanging back over the top almost. CJ gets nothing out of it. Torsos finds the roof, heading on down. Torsos is there in front of net. They just need to knock it away. Tainted Minds. Poor boy, we're in overtime.
The Tainted Minds will be happy with that. It looked so close to the net. It was so close to sealing game 4 for the Chiefs. And they have played incredibly in these overtimes. That's just going in. It falls off the net. And CJ, off the kickoff, brings them into match point.
That roof is punishing there for Chiefs, and that is what you hate to see.
You see the hesitation from Torsos. He thought that was hitting the backboard, and it almost did. It comes crossbar and down. A little bit of luck is all Tainted Minds need, and now they have 3 games in a row.
Match point, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time ever, Tainted Minds, they're on the verge here. If they win this next game, or any of the match points by that maker, they will be the first team, apart from Chiefs, to qualify first for RLCS.
And you just see Express and CJ so important to this team, playing so fast, playing so aggressively. Shady more going for bumps and staying further back, worrying about the defense. While that gives CJ and Express so much room to just try and outpace the Chiefs.
And at this moment, Tainted Minds look so much cleaner than the Chiefs. Yes, there are mistakes on both parts, but Tainted Minds stringing a lot of these passing plays together.
Was those big mistakes in game 1 that cost Tainted Minds? They're not making the same mistakes, and they're intercepting so much. It's got to be so frustrating for a team like the Chiefs to be in OCE and have dominated the region for so long, to being able to outpass their opponents and get the ball into areas where they can't be intercepted, to now all of a sudden feel like they're getting shut down like they were at RLCS.
Now, of course, the Chiefs could still match them up against the grand final and still look for first seed. They have to get there first, because if they lose this match, they drop into the lower bracket.
And that will be devastating. They've never been down there. They've never felt what it's like to be at the bottom with no second chances.
Are we going to have a new player at RLCS? We're about to find out. Game number 5 now, and Chiefs find their first goal.
So much pressure, and they just forced the mistake out from Tainted Minds. That pass from Kami was so quick that even Drippe couldn't react, but it was enough.
Enough for Chiefs to find their lead nice and early. Maintaining this will be the biggest priority, and Tainted Minds under pressure from the get-go.
It's so hard for Tainted Minds. They're on that verge of victory. This can be the chance where they think, okay, we're comfortable, let's just play our game, play it a little bit further back, and that can cost you if you change your play style.
That Demochrome Torsos is going to stop Shady in his tracks. He'll take the demo, he'll come back, he'll take the challenge. CJ popping the ball up. Still only 1 goal this early. Tainted Minds is a bit of a miss there. The backboard ends up working out. Express with the dunk down. Torsos hits it dead front and center. Tainted Minds have to recoup.
Kami's playing really far back. He's not pushing forward for that pass. Went all the way back to net, and it means that they're still stuck in defense with no clear.
It's a really good touch up from Torsos, actually. That'll hit the backboard, and Kami's come back in. CJ the only defender for now, but as Express comes forward, he narrowly almost saves it from Drippe.
I think Express called that. He knew he had boost. He missed. He made sure he went around the play here because he knew Kami could bump him. But Drippe just gets the best angle that was humanly possible. How does he find that?
Every single time, it's Drippe's story. How does he do it? We've asked it over multiple seasons, and for now, Chiefs, we want to see more of that from Drippe to bring us to an even game. That's his hat trick immediately.
And this is what they were missing earlier. They had so many opportunities in front of the net. Tainted Minds are scrambling. They're in that nerve-wracking match point scenario. I think that might have been Drippe's hat trick as well.
Yeah, it definitely was. 3 goals in just over a minute here from the Chiefs. Now they feel switched on. Tainted Minds, the pressure of match point here for RLCS secured. It feels like it's got to them a little bit, but for the Chiefs, a bit of pressure relieved here now for some reason while they try and climb back up.
They're going to feel quite good just having that pressure off, being 3-0 up ahead and really being able to work on what they need to do to win throughout the rest of the series instead of struggling like, okay, let's try and get a goal.
So stretched out here as well, 3 goals, and they're just feeling good. That's pace on the net, but Kami, as he gets demoed, he still clears it away. Tainted Mind's not out of this game just yet, but they need something, and Shady sets it up nicely, but 2 defenders, a clear away by Chiefs.
It doesn't matter. Express went for 2 big demos, and I think in the end, they were too slow. They took him out of the game, and it didn't really open up the net for Tainted.
Oh, still in front of it. There's demo again. Still trying to make something happen. Express is there. CJ goes up as well. There's no defender, but Chiefs won't be able to find pace on it just yet. In the corner, trip bait, touch over to Torsos. They're launching it all the way down the field off the backboard. Denied.
This is something that Tainted Minds do maybe better than anyone else in OCE. They've always got CJ looking for that backboard defense. He's always getting the clear. And Chiefs, it's a really important part of their arsenal that always gets shut down.
It's 3-0, bumped out of the way by CJ. Pop the ball up. Torsos will hit it off the wall, but a good read by Express. Shady unable to get to the ball first. It was set up perfectly for a pass, but for Tainted Minds, pressure continues to mount right here. Mount, excuse me, I'm not sure my English is English. Chiefs, this is a good start though. It's what we wanted to see out of this team to bring us back into this series. A 4-1 by Tainted Minds would have been so unexpected. It looks like it's going to be more than that. Chiefs starting to challenge more and more.
The big indicator as well that Tainted Minds are testing Chiefs, testing their pace, is the number of double commits coming out from the Chiefs. The number of times that Torsos is like, I just need to go and play as fast as I can. And it's costing them almost every single time.
At this point, the Chiefs' confidence needs to be there. They're a team that are world-class. Kami's joined the roster, and we wanted to see what they were like with this additional 3rd member.
Well, this was meant to be the roster that was going to take them not just to the World Championship, but win the World Championship. And it's not living up to the expectations. Tainted Minds look like the team that are going to win out this series.
But not in this game. At the moment, Chiefs are looking dominant here. A lot of opportunities by Tainted, but none really committed to. Shots missed. Touches missed. Trippe tries to find the opening there as Kami will recover the play. Torsos comes back in. Not an ideal touch for Tainted, but at this point for the game, you're just saying Chiefs are going to hold control.
They should definitely take out this game and put themselves one step closer. It would be a massive comeback, and it would be so devastating for what is essentially Darksided. Remember, in the lower bracket, they were 3-1 up there as well before they got reverse swept by the old Tainted Minds.
At this point, CJ leading the charge. This roster looks fantastic. This roster looks like one that could do even better than the old Tainted Minds and maybe what Darksided could have if they made it to the world stage.
I know there's a real chip on CJ's back. They were 3-0 up against Team Envy in their winning game, and they got turned around on. They had a big upset, and that was really upsetting for them as well.
Heartbreak for everyone, especially for the Tainted Minds guys.
He's really going to want to go back, try and do his best to win that first series, get that under his belt, and I think he has the confidence to do it. This looks like another open net, and Torsos just squeezing that one through.
4-0 here in game number 5. We're going the distance. We are going the distance, it looks like, with Chiefs taking such a dominant stand over Tainted Mind. This has been a very different game in the series.
Very different, but this is the first time that Chiefs really got ahead quickly. They had a few mistakes coming out from Tainted Minds, and much less, I would say, or sorry, much less important mistakes.
That's fair.
From Chiefs, because Chiefs are certainly still making mistakes, but they're not getting punished for them in this game.
Especially if Chiefs make those same mistakes, it's a very different game. And we see this ended at 4-1, but Chiefs want to go the distance, and so do we. Game number 5 is theirs.
If Drupe can keep finding those angles.
That's a hat-trick early on. That hat-trick happened in the first minute of the game.
If he can do that, then that is just how they win. They can get it past the defense, because Tainted Minds, they're looking for the 1-2 out of defense. They're not really backing each other up. So there is opportunities there to beat out that one defender if you can get the perfect angle.
But at the moment, they're not finding it. And this is going to be interesting in Game 6, how things change. Because with what was a comfortable lead for Tainted Minds, since they haven't been able to close it out, if Chiefs can do the same thing again, We go to a Game 7. We go to equal standings.
And that's scary for Tainted Minds.
Oh, yeah.
That's where you all of a sudden get in your own head. You're like, we had this series.
Especially for someone like Shady, who again is 3-1.
Well,
now
Express
3-2.
as well, they both feel this same spot because they've both been together. They are the dynamic duo who have been together for a year and a half now. They've struggled through every regional championship, getting to the qualifying match, upper bracket, lower bracket, getting one game away, getting so close to the World Championship.
Yet so
but
far.
It's so far to go, and they are going to have those echoes of the past here in this series, and especially if they lose this tough series, they then have to go into the lower bracket, fight maybe Order, who took them down last week. They need to win it right here, right now, in this game.
This is the moment. Do not want it to go to that Game 7 if you're Tainted Minds, but the Chiefs, they want it to run the distance. The pass is already up, and Tainted, what form are we going to see them in for this game?
Torsos playing very aggressive, holding that forward half for a long time, just looking to get the pass out from Drippe.
CJ will pop it up. He's run out of boots, but for Tainted, they're on the attack where they want to stay. They got shut out last game, and it was such a change. First shot comes through from CJ. CJ, that's a beautiful pass from Express to Shady. They want to qualify for RLCS. Shady and Express, so close. Yet so far, we don't want to be seeing the same story.
Tainted Minds looking to get the ball around. This is an open net. It is the chance for Torsos. What a 1-2 play. What a redirect from Torsos.
Banger from the Chiefs. They set themselves up nicely again. And Tainted Minds feeling the sting of the Chiefs who want to qualify first.
Massive counterattack. Torsos has taken it on his shoulders to be the aggressive player playing in their half of the pitch.
And a very similar goal to what we saw last game. The Chiefs have done it again, and they've set themselves up on the attack. Things not looking good at the moment for Tainted Minds.
Chances now again for Chiefs off the kickoff, just putting on the pressure. This is where they're good at, and this is also where Tainted Minds are normally good at holding out, but might not be enough right now. There's a good opportunity for Torsos.
A good touch away, though, from CJ. CJ, defense holds out for now. Holding that one goal is even more important as the pop-up for Drippe and Torsos. Two members up, CJ reads.
That's
Drippe
such a
again.
hard read as well on that double touch as well, where you have two players going up. One was there first, but the other had a better touch. And it's very difficult to say who should go up in that moment.
Kami sits down, waits. CJ and Express, that's a demo onto Shady, but good patient play from CJ. Uses time as a friend. Torsos over to Kami. The pass is good. Off the backboard, Kami sets the second shot up. Both Tainted Minds members go in. This sets up the counter clear, and Shady comes in for the dunk. Here comes CJ, back of the net.
They have tied it up. They have turned it around. Chiefs had sent Torsos all the way back, but Drippe was not ready to go forward. And look at that second touch from Shady. I did not see it the first time. He lands on the backboard. He gets a slight little extra touch to push it out, and that was brilliant to set up CJ.
Setting up the members of Tainted Minds works out perfectly for Shady. RLCS, they can now taste it again. They've got a sample. It's one apiece, and 3 minutes remaining. Does it come down to the wire? Kami gets Shady, but Express, the pop-up. Shady's going to be back and available. The clear off the backboard does a lot.
They play this safe. Chiefs not letting Tainted Minds go for the clear, letting themselves have three members still in the play. They don't want to get scored on. They don't want to go down into a deficit here in this important game.
Remember, this sets them up for the finals as well. Who do they want to verse first? Chiefs say they want to verse NA. Tainted Minds say the same thing right now. That sets them up for the finals again. Remember, one apiece. 2 minutes 30 remaining. Torsos off the wall. Done it many times before the pinch. Onto the ground, over the back of the net. Backboard not even touched here. Kami tries to steal it away. Drippe is going to try and pace it off this wall, but the steal doesn't come through from Tainted Minds. Drippe is getting freedom here. Great touch there from Express.
Should be a backboard.
Again, the touchdown, the dunk blocked by CJ. Counter clear again. This is where Tainted Minds scored last time.
Just the perfect spot as well from CJ, just to get into that area to make the save, but this time Chiefs were a little bit more ready to go back and just get that clear into the corner.
Relying on the defense to push forward, but CJ intercepts. That net is free if they can get in it. Shady, the demo, the touch. CJ comes back in. Express with the pop-up. Chiefs getting pressured in the back of their net.
And they hold on.
They survive for now. 145 off the wall. For Tainted Minds, they're not done with the play. They keep on the attack. And for TM, this is where they shine.
And TM keeps stealing the boost. Chiefs are running low. You can't get the clears without it. They are struggling at the moment against a Tainted Minds offense.
One goal is all these teams need, and it looks like it'll seal the deal. 1 minute 30 remaining. This is an opportunity for Chiefs. Tripe's been given the ball. He can't dunk it. Torsos almost can. Both members commit forward, and it's Kami hanging back as TM set the play up. The backboard's theirs. CJ comes in, smacks it in the back of the net again.
He gets the top bins right above Kami and Dripe at the same moment. Express getting a crucial, maybe accidental bump, but that has sent Tainted Minds one step closer to Las Vegas.
And will it secure it for them? 1 minute, 9 seconds, and every second counts here for the Chiefs. To bring it back here would be such a big feat. Kami, that's a big bump. Torsos, no boost, but the pass doesn't connect. And for Tainted Minds, they just need another goal. It might be enough for them. It might get them through. And the first spot to Las Vegas.
Chiefs just holding on the edge. Can Tainted Minds cause this big turnaround? A big moment for OCE history as 42 seconds count down to a potential RLCS
You
bid.
can see Kami there bumping out Shady in the middle of the net, trying to disrupt, but Tainted Minds get the clear anyway. Steal away, not going to come through. It's left as Express gets demoed. 30 seconds remaining. Tainted Minds need to stay on the attack here and not give room for the Chiefs.
Desperation now for the Chiefs. The last moment, 20 seconds, and they're putting so much pressure on. They're putting the risk factor into their play. 14 seconds left, and it's in defense.
Tainted Minds, the attack continues. Can they stay here? Will they be a fresh team? Qualifying. Shady's never been to RLCS. 3 seconds remaining. Kami centers it, but the deny. Shady, get on the plane. You're going to Vegas.
Tainted Minds, they take down Chiefs. They have made it all the way from a team who could not get through in the upper bracket, who could not get through in the lower bracket. They have now secured it over the top of the OCE champions.
We have a brand new player going to RLCS. We talked about the potential here today. We talked about what could be done. And gentlemen, Tainted Minds, they, for the first time ever, beat the Chiefs in the upper bracket.
Tainted are incredible. They're playing so well right now.
That's right.
They're playing so fast, like so clean, so many three-man passing plays. They've really fixed up their defense. This win was so well deserved.
You know what? I really just want to take a moment because this is actually the first time that two play-by-play casters have done a correct prediction. Happy Yummy Cheese, man.
I stand by it. I stand by my prediction.
Absolutely. In all honesty, like, Tainted Minds played out of their minds. That first game, I started to get really scared because all the pressure was for Chiefs. And I was oh no, I've just made the biggest fool of myself. And, you know, Chiefs right now because they were playing well. And then all of a sudden it switched straight over to Tainted Minds. The shots went straight onto Tainted Minds. There was, you know, started being about twice as many shots that Tainted Minds are taking compared to Chiefs.
So I was worried as well. I saw game one and I was like, Tainted can't keep it up against the good teams. I was like, Tainted looks so fast against these bottom teams. And then they made Chiefs look like a, you know, bottom four team.
They were just really like... because there was that game there, and where, in all honesty, where it looked like, you know, a game from the last series where it was Tainted Minds versus SYF Gaming, and a lot of the time there, Chiefs didn't look comfortable at all. And the big thing that, you know, I did speak before is that Torsos was so hot and cold in that series, and it's partly because I don't think that he was as confident with Kami when they were playing together. I felt like Torsos didn't exactly know where to be or how to get those passes out with Kami there.
Torsos has had a rough day today. He's not looking comfortable, you're right. I'm not sure if it's just Kami. I think Kami doesn't have like a very conflicting play style to play with. I feel like it's probably nerves.
I think it's definitely as well Tainted Minds. Just the fact that they're playing so fast.
So in your face.
Made them
so in your face.
Yeah. And they get so annoyed. I mean, I talked to Torsos during the week and he just gets so annoyed by why they're in your face so much, and it gets behind you and it gets in your head, so you have to jump up for every ball.
I think it's a great playstyle.
Yeah,
I think
it'll do well internationally. I think that's a big distinction.
I think that they're making Chiefs panic, and like obviously Chiefs are gonna respond to that by like, oh, what are you doing? This is so annoying. But like, I think it's really high-quality gameplay.
Yeah, that's a really good way to go about it, because what I started to see was there were kind of reflections of each other in offense, because a lot of the time we saw them kind of passing out of defense and right away going straight to an offensive play. And both Tainted Minds and Chiefs were able to do that, but in all honesty, Tainted Minds just did it that little much better.
I tell you what, I was very scared though, Game 5. When Tainted went up 3-1, and then suddenly you just saw all the mistakes from League play Tainted. Just like, why aren't they back? Why are they triple committing? What on earth are they doing? And then Game 6, CJ absolutely stepped up for his team. Those two massive goals.
Really clutch as well.
Two massive goals, not easy shots as well. Like, CJ nerves of steel. Like,
it was so important to win that game. I think if they went to a Game 7, it was really Chiefs favored for sure.
And I think as well, for the first time ever, you have to be concerned a little bit about the Chiefs because, yes, they're still one of the best teams in OCE, and a lot of people, even now, would expect them to qualify. But being in the lower bracket for the first time versus SYF or Order, there is potential that for, again, the first time, Chiefs will not go to RLCS.
There was a lot of confidence from the Chiefs going in today. They were talking during the week about hoping that SYF would upset against Tainted Minds and be the second team to join them.
They're always like that, though.
But that is a big confidence killer going into the lower bracket, and we see it time and time again with that lower bracket match.
I think with the way that both Order and SYF Gaming have been playing is that, in all honesty, they are really big competitors for making that #2 spot. And maybe not as much against the Chiefs, but they do have a shot at it in comparison to the past or previous seasons that we've seen them.
I'm going to be the pessimistic dude. Like, I think, again, like, Chiefs beat Order and Chiefs weren't looking good. I think like Chiefs have like really high quality, and I think like even if they don't recover too well, they're still so favored in those bottom matchups.
I agree with you. I mean, you just see it. Tainted 4-0,
Can't
SYF.
I have some fun?
Yeah.
No.
On Wolfie's point, though, you know, there is still, again, that word potential. Yeah. There is still some potential. If the Chiefs cannot find their mark, then SYF or Order could take over.
We've never seen Chiefs in this position.
Never seen them in the lower bracket.
Like, this is a position for teams to just spiral out of control, and it's like Chiefs have always never even had to deal with that.
On that note as well, if we get to a grand final with Chiefs and Order, and Tainted Minds, excuse me.
Yeah, Tainted Minds, get out of there.
That'll be a fun grand final again.
But the grand final, like Tainted Minds have never secured first seed either. They've always been up against EU. Yep. This could be their year. We're thinking Chiefs might, be the team to win RLCS. What about Tainted Minds with their new style? What do they bring to the international region?
Tainted definitely want to play 4th seed.
Well, it's very difficult because you have NRG on one side confirmed through, and we're expecting Dignitas on the other. So
God,
it is so much no.
No, a lot of the teams go up against Dignitas, and it's like, look, we'll just take the quick loss here and move on with our lives. We'll be fine.
But they don't want that. Tainted Minds, that was a massive upset, and congratulations to them. That's our first RLCS spot in the Rocket League OCE Championship. However, coming up next, we start with our lower bracket. We have to find out which team will progress. SYF taking on Order in another best